Jai Shri Ram. By the grace of Lord Shri Krishna, Lord Shri Jagannath, Lord Shri Ram, we will continue the story of Ramayana Part 2, Chapter 7, the Rākṣasī Shurpanakha. If you are not watched the previous chapter of Ramayana, you may go to the playlist or click on the I button so that and watch all the videos so that you can connect the story of Ramayana from the beginning to this chapter 7. The chapter 7 it is mentioned like this. The time passed quickly for Ram and his companions. They lived in almost complete solitude, seeing only an occasional ascetic. Although Ram wanted to face the Rakshasa, no opportunity presented itself. One day, just as their 10th winter in exile was ending, a powerful Rakshasi named Shurpanakha, a sister of Ravana, came to the Panchavati region. While she was roaming about looking for food, she saw Ram's footprint and followed them. Soon she arrived at Ram's cottage. As she came near the hermitage, she saw Ram seated outside his hut. She was immediately attached to the handsome Ram. With his powerful frame and majestic bearing, her mind filled with lust. She assumed the form of a beautiful woman and walked slowly before him. Who are you? Dressed in ascetic garb, yet wielding weapons, the Rakshasi asked. Why have you come to this forest which is frequented by Rakshasas? Be pleased to tell me. Ram looked guilelessly at the Rakshasi. There was a powerful king named Dasaratha, he replied. I am his son Ram, and this is my brother Lakshmana. There is the princess of Videha, my wife Sita. On my father's command, I am sojourning here in the forest. Now tell me, who are you, O beautiful maiden? Who is your husband? You seem to me to be a Rakshasi couple of assuming various guesses. Tell me truly why you have approached me. Shurpanakha moved her hips and glanced down coolly. Know me to be Shurpanakha, sister of the unconquerable Ravana, living here with my other brothers Khara and Dusana. I range these woods, devouring ascetics and causing fear to all. However, upon seeing you, I long to embrace you as my husband. Shrupanaka hoped that even if Ram was not attached to her, out of fear of her he might accede to her request. Hearing that she was a Rakshasi, Ram and Lakshmana looked at her in surprise. In her fine silk and ornaments, she appears exactly like a celestial maiden. She moved closer to Ram and smiled. Oh Ram, of what use to you is this skinny and deformed woman? She asked, throwing a disdainful glance at Sita. Accept me as your wife. I am possessed of great power. After devouring this wife and brother of yours, I will carry you to the to highest mountain reaches where we can sport together in joy. Ram laughed heartily, heartily. He decided to joke with the infatuated Rakshasi. Oh, beautiful woman, I am already married. For ladies like you, it is always painful to have a co wife. Here, though, is my younger brother. He is handsome and highly qualified and is as yet unmarried. Why not take him as your worthy husband? Shurpanakha turned quickly towards Lakshmana, who stood smiling with his hand resting on his bow. The Rakshasi moved towards him, seeing my alluring form. She said, I am certainly worthy of becoming your wife. O handsome one, let us range together happily through these woods. Lakshmana caught Ram's joking mood. Why do you seek to become a maid servant, foolish woman? He asked with a laugh. I am dependent on my older brother. As my wife, you will be Sita's servant. You should seek only Ram as your husband, who could actually refuse you in favor of a human lady. Surely Ram will soon abandon the weak and worn out Sita once you are his wife. Shurpanakha was too simple to catch this joke. She took Lakshmana's words to be true and turned again towards Ram, who sat next to Sita. Why do you clinging to this hideous wife of yours? She asked, growing impatient. Im- impatient. If it is her who stands between you and me, I shall now devour her even as you watch. We shall turn Rome together at easy. Shrupanekar rushed furiously towards Sita, even as a large meteor would fall towards the earth. She assumed her natural form as a Rākṣasī appeared like a black cloud. Ram immediately rode and checked her by the sound alone. As she fell back, Ram said angrily to Lakshman, "It is clear that jest should not be had with cruel. Look, class people, see how we have placed Sita in danger. Oh, mighty brother, take your sword and quickly disable this ugly, vale and omen wanton being. Do not slay her, as she is a woman." Lakshmana drew his sword. He moved swiftly and sliced off the demon's long nose and pointed ears. Shurpanakha screamed in pain. She realized the brother were formidable and quickly ran off into the woods. Her dissonant and horrible cries could be heard disappearing into the distance as she retreated. She bled profusely and raised her arm as she ran, roaring like a monsoon cloud. The Rakshasi shot her brother Kharo, who was the leader of Rakshasa in the forest, going before him drenched in blood and crying loudly. She dropped upon the ground like a bolt from the blue. Kharasat, surrounded by numerous powerful Rakshasas, he was holding a massive club. When he saw his sister's state, he frowned. What fool has done this to you? The Rakshasa snarled, who has ignorantly goaded a poisonous serpent with his finger. Whoever has assailed you, has fastened around his neck the nose of death. Tell me explicitly, O sister, who will today meet with his end at my hand? Kharo stood up. He was proud and arrogant. He took the offense to his sisters as a personal insult. insult. Who could possibly to have been so bold as to provoke me? He thundered, whose forming blood will soak the earth today, whose flesh will the vultures delightedly tear from his body when he lies slain by me on the battlefield. Quickly tell me the name and whereabouts of this witch. I do not see a being in the three world of heaven, earth, and hell who would dare challenge me, including Indra himself. Shurpanakha gathered her senses and answered her furious brother. She told him how she had seen Rama and Lakshmana in the forest, appearing young and tender, yet obviously possessed of a terrific strength. These two brothers look like Gandharva's king, she said. They are dressed like ascetics and seem to be in the perfect control of their sense. I could not ascertain if they were humans, gods, or some other divine beings. In their midst, I saw a young lady of a faultless form and beauty who shone like the moon. On account of that lady, I was reduced to this state by those two brothers. Shrupanakha asked Khara to kill them immediately. Holding a cloth to her wounded face, she said, I I long to drink the blood of that slender woman as well as those two brothers. Quickly accompanies my desire, dear brother. Go now to where they were staying and slay them in an encounter. Kharo at once ordered 14 powerful Rakshasa to go and attack the true princess. He told his sister to accompany them. Once these Rakshasa have made short a work of those three, you may drink their gushing blood, dragging their corpses on the field of battle. Pierce their soft flesh with your long teeth. Like cloud driven in a storm, the 14 Rakshasa along with Shurpanakha sped towards Ram's hermitage. As they arrived, they saw Ram seated at ease with Sita in front of their hut. Lakshmana was nearby chopping firewood. Ram saw the Rakshasa entering the area of his hermitage and he said to Lakshmana, Wait here Wait here by Sita's side, O son of Sumitra. I shall quickly dispatch these evil marauders of the forest. Indeed, I have long awaited just such an opportunity. Ram stood up and sung strong his bow in an instant. He called out to the Rakshasa, halt. Why do you seek to injure us? We live here peacefully, harming no one. Armed with my bow, I aim to make this forest free from the likes of you. If you have any love of life, then flee now and then never return. Otherwise, stand on the battlefield and witness my show of strength. The Rakshasas looked at Ram and laughed. Each of them was twice as tall as Ram. Their bodies were hugely powerful and they were equipped with fierce weapons. They consider Ram treat comical. It was a rare human who could face even one Rakshas in battle, and they were 14. Their leader replied harshly to Ram, Foolish human, what power do you have to face us in battle? He said, his voice resounding around Ram's hermitage like a great drum. You have angered our master Khara, and thereby brought death upon your head. Hit by your iron club and swords, you will soon succumb to our might. Boast while you can, for in a moment you will give up your valor and indeed your life. All 14 rushed at Ram. They rode loudly and hurled large iron darts. Ram stood his ground. Released 14 arrows, he cut down the darts as they flew at him. The Rakshasa raised their swords and closed on Ram, their mouths open and their eyes bloodshot. Ram moving more quickly than the eye could see. At once fired 14 arrows, one after another. Each of the demons, his long, straight shafts were made wholly of iron with pointed serpent on stone. They screamed through the air and hit each demon in the chest. Their heart ripped apart. The Rakshasa fell to the earth, soaked in blood, like 14 great trees felled by a storm. Shurpanakha was astonished to see Ram's prowess. Surely he was not an ordinary man, nor his weapons those of an ordinary warriors. She ran away in fear and disappointment and fell again before Kharo. Kharo looked at her in surprise. Why are you still crying? He asked. I have already sent 14 brave fighters to oblige you. Those Rakshasas are unassailable and devoted to pleasing me. Without doubt, they will satisfy your desire. With me and my army as your protector, why do you well? Shrupanaka told her brother what had happened. She sat before him trembling, with blood encrusted on her face and clothes. Carol listened in amazement as she spoke. Although your 14 fighters were angry and impetuous, they were quickly slain by Ram. Though he exhibited fearsome energy and power, his arrows were like rods of death. All 14 Rakshasas are now prostrate upon the ground, killed easily by Ram. Oh, Karo, my mind is possessed by terror when I think of Ram, be my protector. Shurpanakha rolled about on the ground, beating her chest and shedding tears. She mocked at astonished brother, trying to goad him into the battle with Ram. What is the use of your idle boosts? Go out and face Ram in a fight. You will soon see your energy and pride humbled. Or if you actually do have any power, then let it be proved. Slain the two brothers stood and avenge me and your 14 servants. Kharo rose up like a serpent that had just been kicked. He screamed in anger in the midst of the other demons. He roared, "My fury is immeasurable. It cannot be held in check any more than a mighty ocean wave. By virtue of my strength, I hold this human ram of no account whatsoever. His life is already ended. Dry your tears, sister. Today you will see Ram sent to Yamaraj aboard. After I sever his head with my axe, you will drink his hot blood." Shurpanakha was delighted. He praised her brother as a giant amongst the Rakshasa. Despite his boasts, however, Kharo considered Ram a formidable opponent. He, he gave instruction to his brother and General Dusana. Oh, valiant one, prepare my chariot, fill it with every kind of weapons, order all the 14,000 Rakshas under my command to prepare themselves for battle. I myself will march at the head of the high souled Rakshasa to destroy the arrogant Ram. The son of haste, Kharas, a huge golden chariot which shone like the sun and was drawn by 100 spotted horses. It resembled a peak of golden Mount Meru. In its center, it had a large ensign pole made of a cat eye jewels. The chariot was bedecked with small gold bells and its side were student with red and blue gems and embellished with carving of alligators, flowers, trees, mountain lions, tigers, and flocks of birds. Many flags flew from tall pole, and it had eight golden wheels. Caro indigantly ascended the chariot and raised his swords, ordered the army to advance with a great clamor. The vast army sailing forth from the Janasthana forest, holding clubs, darts, razor-sharp axes, javelins, mace, swords, scimitars, bows, and serpent discus. They moved up, all shouting their battle cries. Kharo urged his charioteer to spur on the horses. The sound of the swift moving chariot filled the 14 quarters. The army followed behind Kharo, some running on foot, some through the air, others riding horses, and still other on the back of elephants. They were all seized with a desire to kill the enemy. All the drove forward. However, they saw various evil omens. The sky above them was covered with a huge grey cloud which poured down blood-red water. Kharos horses stumbled and fell even on level ground. The sun appeared to be surrounded by a dark red edged halo. A gigantic, fright, frightful Vulture shuttle on Caro Ensign pole, carnivorous beasts, carvi- carnivorous beasts and birds cried in discordant notes and jackals yelled. The wind blew violently and a thick darkness covered the fourth quarter. The star flashed the star flashed in the sky and the meteors descended with a roaring sound. Khara felt his left arm throbbing violently. His voice grew faint and his eyes were filled with tears. A sharp pain filled his head and he had a loud ringing in his ears. Even though he saw the omens, however, out of Flory, Caro did not return. He laughed loudly and said to his follower, disregard this evil opponent, potent O Rakshasa. They do not bother me in the least, although they are terrible and inauspicious. I am able to stand before death himself. With my sharp arrow, I can shoot the stars from the sky. Khara replied foolishly, considering the omens to be sent by the gods for whom he cared little. He raised his battle axe and bellowed, making the earth shake. How can I return without slaying Ram and Lakshmana, who are so proud of their strength? Today, my sister will be gratified with the blood of those humans. I have never seen defeated in the battle, and am unafraid even of Indra when he stands with the whole heavenly host. The demons felt joy upon hearing Kara's valiant speech. As if bound and dragged by the nose of the death, they raced towards Ram's hermitage in the sky. Many Rishis assembled to witness the encounter. God, Gandharvas, Siddhas, and Kananas came in their aerial cars, the celestial beings, who were friendly to all, spoke together. May all be well with the Brahmins, they said. Even as Vishnu countered the foremost demons with his discus weapon, may Ram annihilate the Rakshasa. While the god while the god looked on, Kharo, surrounded by his powerful generals, rushed to forward, eagerly seeking combat. The Rakshasa suddenly approached the true princess. Even as a group of the planet might rush towards the sun and moon. From his hermitage, Ram had also seen the evil omens. Behold these proteans, O brother, forbidding the imminent destruction of Rakshasa. The grey, the grey clouds are raining blood, while my arrows are shaking in their quivers. This undoubtedly means that will soon overtake the entire Rakshas horde. Ram felt his right arm trumps and his mind becoming enlivened. Such favorable omens indicated his victory. Although, although all around him he saw evil portents. He concluded that there was shortly be an encounter between himself and a Rākṣasa, from which he could emerge victorious. As Rama contemplated in this way, he heard the distant surge of Khara advancing army. The sound of beating drums and roaring Rakshasa filled the air, quickly taking Sita by the hand. Ram said to Lakshmana, take this delicate princess to some safe cave on the mountain. Please do not hesitate. Ram knew his brother was longing to comfort the Rakshasa, but Sita had to be protected. Lakshmana obeyed Rama's order immediately and they took Sita to a concealed cave which was difficult to reach. After placing her inside, he stood at the entrance holding the bow. Ram put on the golden coat of male Agastya had given to him. He strapped on the two inexhaustible quiver of arrows and tied his swords to his belt. Standing rooted to the sword, Ram looked like a brilliant flame suddenly appearing in darkness. He thanked his bow, which filled the quarters with its terrifying sound. The gods looked on eager for the Rakshasa to be destroyed. They gazed at Ram, who stood fearlessly before the Rakshasa, he has resembled the invisible Shiva seized with fury. and but he was single-handedly facing 14,000 terrible demons. Curious to see the outcome, the gods watched in anticipation. As the Rakshasa army rushed towards Ram, they seemed like a mass of dark blue clouds. The forest animal fled, terrified by the sound of the approaching army. Ram suddenly saw the Rakshasa coming at him from all sides. They screamed in fury and hurled their spears, darts, and clubs. From his chariot, Khara released a thousand flaming arrows and roared loudly. Rama stood firm. He was pierced with numerous arrows, and his limbs were smeared with blood. With his own arrow, he cut down the rain of weapons, axes, swords, lance, and spike march were thrown at him with the force of a tempest. Ram wheeled around and paired the weapon with the straight flying arrows as the foremost Rakshasa closed in on him. Mountain on elephant, Ram seemed like Mount Sumeru assailed by thunder clouds. He did not feel afflicted even though struck again and again, fully hemmed in on all sides. Ram looked like the sun screened by even clouds. The god felt dejected and fearful, beholding Ram standing alone and thousands of Rakshas. So they cried out victory to Ram. Understanding their fear, Ram resolved to kill the Rakshasa. He began shooting his gold-tipped arrows, three or four at a time in all the direction. With his bow drawn constantly into a circle, Ram moved with the speed of a hawk. An unbroken line of a deadly shaft left his bow. Those arrows passed right through the bodies of the dozen Rakshasa before falling to the earth. Ram's arrows smashed the Rakshasa weapons and chariot and tore apart their golden armors. With with their arms, legs, and heads severed, countless Rakshasa fell lifeless to the ground. Ram was enraged. He shot innumerable shafts that could not be intercepted or endured, and which killed the demons by the thousands. Horse, elephant, and Rakshasa lay mangled on the ground, cursed by Ram. The Rakshasa sent of a piteous wail. Some fierce and brave Rakshasas who were leader of the army and possessed of a terrible might, rushed at Ram, hurling their barbed missile and iron spikes, but Ram smashed their weapons to pieces even as they flew at him. With razor-head arrows, he cut off the Rakshasa head. They toppled over like trees, knocked down by a blast from corridor wings. The surviving Rakshasa, wounded and dispirited, ran to Khara for protection. Khara consoled them and ordered Dusana to attack Ram. The might Dusana was capable to conducting with 10,000 warriors at once. With a great roar, he urged his chariot forward. The Rakshasa were encouraged to see their leader advance, uprooting trees and lifting the massive stone slabs. They charged at once more at Ram. The dreadful encounter between Ram and the Rakshasa were fearful with two witnesses. Ram alone appeared like hundreds of warriors. The demons could not tell when he took out his arrow or placed them on the bow. They only saw him pulling the bowstring and an endless stream of arrow being fired. The demons railed themselves and rushed at the ram, all at once from every side. They hauled trees and rocks with great force. The diverse shower of weapons fell upon Rama, along with a volley of barbed arrows. Smothered by weapons, Ram invoked the celestial missile presided over by the Gandharvas. As he released the weapons, all direction becomes covered by blazing shafts under a canopy of arrows. Darkness enveloped the battlefield, and the demons fell back in fear. Hundreds dropped dead at once. The ground was strewn with headed wasps in the turban adorned with bright jewels. Severed arm steel clutching weapons lay everywhere. A headless trunks spouting forth blood ran about wildly before falling to the ground. Everywhere were bodies of Rakshas, horse and elephants, along with broken chariots, shattered weapons, rocks smashed into powder and tree torn to pieces. The surviving Rakshas were unable to face Ram. They stood frozen with fear. Dusana, seeing his army routed, sent off a great battle cry. He ordered his 5,000 personal guard to attack. These Rakshas had a never known defeat. They were energetic and never turned their back on the battlefield with terrible impetuosity. They increasingly assailed, rammed on all other sides. Fearful shower of scimitars spiked mice, huge rocks, and long swords fell upon Ram. Ram became increasingly enraged, intercepted the valley of weapons with his arrow. Some weapons he struck down with his whistling swords as he slain the Rakshasa, who fell like so many great oak tree caught at their roots. Dusana turns rushed towards Ram on in his chariots, discharging numerous arrow-like thunderbolt. Ram released air rotor like arrow with split apart Dusana bows. With four more shafts, he killed the four horse, drawing Dusana chariot. He then released a crescent-headed arrow which severed severed the head of Dusana chariots. With three more arrow rams pierced Dusana chests, the demons jumped down from the chariots holding a mace uh, which resembled a mountain peak. The glowing club was studded with sharp iron pikes and belted with gold. It was capable of rushing the celestial army and smashing down the gates of the citadels. Dusana tightly grasped that weapon, which resembled a large serpent and was stained with his enemy's blood. Raising it above his head, he rushed at Ram with a huge roar. As Dusana bore down on him, Ram rooped of his arm with a pair of arrows along with his bejeweled arms. Dusana called fell to the ground with a third crescent-headed shaft. Ram caught off Dusana's head, seeing Dusana slain. The gods exclaimed, "Excellent, well done." Ram then swiftly dispatched all of Dusana's 5,000 warriors to death abroad. Kharo was practically stupefied with anger, seeing his army all but annihilated be charged Ram. He sent headed him to him his own guards, a dozen of mightiest Rakshasa, as one might great ghost. Ram greeted each of those demons with his sharp arrow. Those mystical shaft given by Augusta was encrusted with gold and demigods diamonds, and they blazed like fire. They emitted smoke and spark as they spread through the air, tearing into the demons' bodies. They split their heart into two. Kara looked on in astonishment. Who was this human? Beside his personal guard, the three-headed Trisira was the only other demon alive. Kharo advanced towards Ram, but Trisira checked him. Simply, simply commanded me, O Lord, and I shall vanquish this man. Trisira said, raising his mace, see him thrown down today by my might. This wicked one deserves death at the hands of all Rakshasas. I shall kill him now, or I will lay down my life on the battlefield. Then you may march against Ram yourself. Therefore, order me to fight Trisiro, who was wishing only for death. Received Khara's permission, he mounted his glittering chariot and rushed against Ram. The demons appeared like a moving three peaked mountain. His volleys of arrow resembled a black cloud. Or as he charged at Ram, he roared like the crash of a gigantic drum. Ram met him with a profuse number of swift arrows. Although the arrows dug into Trisira's body, he simply laughed. The hurled egg of a golden lance tripped, tripped with steel and fastened all over with many small bells. The lance glowed like fire as it spread towards Ram, firing three arrows at once. Ram cut the lance into four pieces. It fell at his feet like four shining stars dropped from the heavens. Three immediately shot three barbed arms which struck Rams on the forehead. With blood gushing from his head, Ram appeared beautiful like a mountain tripped with red oxide. Provoked by Trisira attacked, he laughingly shouted, just see this human strength, demon's strength, and valor. But what will it avail him? His arrow, although fired with all his power, strike me like like so many flowers. O demon, now see my powers. Ram become excited. He shot 14 serpent like arrow into Trisira chest. With four more shaft, he killed the Rakshasa. Four horses. Ram served severed the head of his charioteer with a board-headed arrow. He then struck down the demon's ensign and shattered his chariot. As Trisira leapt from his broken chariot, Ram struck him on the chest with an arrow imbued, imbued with the force of a thunderbolt. The Rakshasa stood stunned by the arrow. Ram quickly fired three razor-headed arrows, which leaped off the demon's three-headed heads, and the heads rolled on the ground with their golden ears glittering. Trishira body fell like a uproot tree, and the ground shook. Khara felt fear enter his heart. His entire army was slain. Fierce Rakshas who could face even the gods now lay dead on the battlefield. He looked at Ram, who stood so immovable as the Himalayan mountains. Still, Khara urged his charioteer forward. He drew his great bow to a full circle and fired innumerable arrows at Ram. His blood-sucking shafts sped through all the air like angry serpents. Hero then displayed his mystic power and filled the four quarters with the arrows. Ram at once countered Kara's shafts with his own. The sky was soon covered with arrows, and not even the sun was visible. The two warriors fought furiously. The battle resembled a fight between a lion and an elephant, like a driver striking a lordly elephant with a guard. Kharo struck Ram with a number of fierce arrows. The demon stood firmly rooted in his chariot like death himself, with no jaw in hand. Thinking Ram tired, the Rakshasa felt the moment opportunate opportune for his victory. He stood tall, his chariot and raised his frightful looking bow. Ram, however, was no more concerned than a lion would be on seeing a small deer. Kharo approached Ram as a moth approaches a fire, displaying his dexterity. He split Ram's bow into two with a razor-face arrow, with seven more shafts each resembled Indra's thunderbolt. He pierced Ram at his vital points. He then covered Ram with another thousands arrows fired with blinding speed. Hit hard by Karo shaft, Ram bright armor fell in pieces to the ground, with arrows piercing him all over his body. Ram became enraged. He shone on the battlefield like a smokeless fire. Ram raised Vishnu terrible bow and darted towards Khara. He He shone on the battlefield like a smokeless fire. Ram raised Vishnu terrible bow and darted towards Kharo. He caught down the demon's ensign with a dozen of gold winged arrows. That gold ensign descended to earth like the setting sun. Khara continued to rain arrows on Ram, aiming for the vulnerable parts of his body. Ram becomes more and more furious, grasping, grasping his bow tightly. He fired six carefully aimed arrows. He struck the demons in head, two in his arms, and three in his chest. Ram then shot 13 more shafts as if they were one. With one he caught the chariot yoke, with four he killed the horses, with the sixth he cut off the head of a Kharo chariots. The next four arrows settled the chariot. The 12th cut Kharo bow, and the 13th pierced him deeply in the chest. All this happened in a matter of seconds. Screaming in fury, Kharo leaped clear of his smashed chariot, and he stood on the ground, mace in hand. Collected together in the sky, the gods and Rusi applauded Ram, encouraging him to quickly slay Kharo. Ram then said to Rakshasa, "You have pursued a ruthless and wicked course, O Rakshasa. With your vast army, you have inflicted pain on all created beings. Only those who are sinful and hard-hearted perpetrate such acts. Therefore, you deserve to die at the hand of all beings, even as the venomous serpent should be killed. Even though, even though challenging the Rakshasa, Ram felt no malice towards the demons. As a ruler, he saw it as his duty to punish the wicked to correct them, like a father correcting an errant son. He appraised Kharo of his sin even as he meted out his punishment. He continued to ca- castigate the Rakshasa in a blooming voice that echoed throughout the forest. One who continuously committed sinful acts soon see the terrible result. O night ranger, just as a man who eats poison food soon dies, so one who performs sinful act is quickly tracked down by his sins. I am here to punish sinners like you. Oh, care appears those by my arrows you will today flow the path of those ascetic whom you have killed. Fight the best of your ability. I will strike down your head like a ripe fruits. Karo laughed. He was impervious to any good instruction. Beside himself with anger, the demons rode back, having killed the only ordinary Rakshasa. Oh, human, why are you vainly ranting? Those who are truly brave speak nothing of their valor, only the vulgar brag as you are doing. Oh, disgrace to the royal class! Just as brass taken for gold reveal its baseness when placed in fire. So you have shown your baseness now that the hour of your death has arrived. Kharo raised his heavy mace. Obviously, you do not see me standing here wielding my mace and holding the earth with her heavy load of the mountains in balance. He bellowed, I am capable of killing you along with all the creatures in the three worlds. But enough talk. You have killed 14,000 thousands Rakshasa. Now I shall wipe away their relatives' tears by slaying you. Kharo, Kharo wield the mercy and release it for Ram's destruction as it coursed swiftly through air. It shot out searing flame with which burned the surrounding tree to ashes. With 20 steel tripped arrow, Ram shattered Kara's mercy to pieces. It fell to the ground like an angry serpent checked by mantras. Ram laughed at Kara. Is that your best effort, O vale demon? It seems you are bold only in speech, even as Garuda snatched nature from the gods. So I shall snatch you away your life. The earth will drink deeply your forming blood with your head severed with severed. You will lie closely embarrassing the earth like a man embarrassing his lover. Ram continued to strong Karo, reminding him of many sages I had killed. Closing, watching the demons at the time, Ram said, "When you are laid below me by me in protracted slumber, this forest will again become a happy abode for ascetics. Your wives and the kingsmen will grieve today, as do the kinsmen of those of you have slain. Try again if you will. Your death for your death is near. Kharo anger was again incited by Ram's word. He formed at the mouth, looking around for another weapon. He screamed, "You are mad to talk is born of vanity alone." It is said that all the moment of death one cannot discern right from wrong. I I see this to be true. Evidently, your mind is thrown into confusion as your death approaches. Kharo saw a large tree nearby. He tore it from the earth and hurled it at Ram, exclaiming, "You are killed." Ram was unmoved. He met the fast flying tree with a volley of arrows. It fell in a splinter and a sorrow of leaves, determined to kill the Rakshasa at once. Ram became violently angry. He was covered in perspiration and his face shone brightly. He pierced Karo with a thousand arrows. Torrents of foaming blood ran from the demon's wounded like a rivulet running down a mountainside. Karo was maddened and ran furiously at Ram, taking a few steps backward. Ram took out a shaft resembling a Yamraj mace. He placed it on his bow and imbued it with the celestial force of Indra's thunderbolt. When the Rakshasa was almost upon him, Ram released the arrow. It struck Khara full on the breast with a sound like thunder. The demon fell to the ground. A huge burning hole is in his chest. As Khara fell dead, the Karn, Karnas sounded their celestial drums as the shower of flower fell upon Ram, while the god applauded, saying, "This violent Rakshasa, unslayable by any other, have been slain by Ram in less than 2 hours." He resolved and what exactly resembles that of a Vishnu. The sage Augusta, standing in the sky at the head of a large group of Rusi, also spoke to Rami uh, at Indra's promoting and for this very purpose of killing the Rakshasa. Saravhaga had you sent here. The Rusi will now again inhabit this region to practice their austerities. Lakshmana then came out of caves where he had hidden Sita. Along with the gods and great sages, he praised Rama's achievement. Sita ran to her husband and embraced him tightly. She ran her quickly, cool hands over his many wounds, crying tears of joy to see him victorious over the Rakshasa. As night fell, thousands of carnivorous animals and birds descended on the battlefield. Ram and Sita retired um, into their hut, and Lakshmana sat nearby, keeping a lonely vigil. So this is how Ram killed all the Kharo and Dusana in the battlefield. And the Rakshas, Lakshmana cut the nose and ear of the Rākṣasī Shurpanakha. Hope you got some information about Ramayana on this chapter 7. If you are like this video, got the some information, please like and subscribe this video. Jai Jagannath, Jai Shri Krishna.